It's another battle for the Aggies, and the KSL Sports Zone has it covered. The Aggies head to Nashville for a showdown against Vanderbilt. Your home for all the play-by-play coverage of Aggie football is right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. You're locked on to JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Jeremiah Jensen. Thanks for being with us on the program. Hey, by the way, Game Night Live this week, we're going to be down at Orem High School versus Timpview. I'm looking at, 6A Region 3 is a mess, as usual.
It's very competitive.
So you've got, in the top 10 in the entire state, you have, first of all, the top 3 are all out of Region 3. And then you had another one in the top, in American Fork in the top 10. They're number 7 in the state, according to this ranking that I'm looking at. So, yeah, a crazy weekend.
In my opinion, 5 of the 10 best teams in the state are from that region.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think. So, there you go. Hey, we got to get into the program. Our show brought to you by G2G Bars. All natural ingredients, no preservatives. The G2G Bar, perfect for anybody who needs that quick, tasty, nutritious boost. Let's get into the cut here. Let's get into some BYU versus ECU. We're going to break down that Cougar win in Greenville, North Carolina. Let's jump in right here.
It's time for the biggest story of the day. This is what made the cut with JJ and Alex on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Doug Smith brings you this portion of the show, an incredible selection of Kia, Subaru, Chevy, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, and now Mitsubishi. Nobody knows cars like Doug and the Doug Smith family of dealerships. Okay. BYU goes to East Carolina. Your first thoughts on this one, JJ, because I will say that BYU fans should be cautious about how they judge this team right now, almost entirely based off of how Utah's 3-0 record may have thrown off what their expectation was for that team. And that's not to say that BYU getting a win at East Carolina is not – I thought that two things happened in this game. The defense showed again why they are elite. They took over that game. They said to the offense, hey, we're waking you up, and they did. And then Bear Bachmeier in the second half looked more comfortable throwing the football than we've seen him in his young career so far. Is that estimation about right? Did you see the same thing?
100%. I think we all looked at this game because we knew what the defense was, and we knew the opponent was inferior. What we wanted to see in this game was how would Bear Bachmeier perform on the road. And it's not a hostile environment or anything like that, but it's his first road game. The comfort of LaVell Edwards Stadium isn't there. Weird things could happen. And I was really impressed how he handled it. No interceptions. 18 of 25, 246 yards through the air. He averaged 9.8 yards per reception. Mm-hmm. That's a great number.
Awesome.
And then on the ground, 5 carries, 26 yards, and that touchdown. That was really solid from Bear Bachmeier. He exceeded my expectations. I thought there would be some ups and downs, some adversity. And no, it didn't go perfectly. You know, BYU put 34 points on the board, but only 13 at halftime, and we all know why there was 13 at halftime. I mean, that Evan Johnson play was massive. So there was a little bit of a slow start for the offense, but what matters is the final score and the final numbers, and they had over 400 yards of total offense and 34 points on the road. He got the ball to, 5 different receivers. Chase Roberts had a nice game, 5 catches, 97 yards.
97 yards, nice.
The tight end, Carson Ryan, has been terrific. He is doing a great job managing the offense, and he gets better each week. I don't know that you can ask more of him right now, and if you're a BYU fan, you've got to be thrilled with his progression. And he's got a couple more weeks left before they have a really tough game. I think that Arizona game at Tucson is going to be tough. West Virginia at home, right? I think that's not going to be a problem for them. But you go to Tucson on the road, weird things happen in Tucson, as both BYU and Utah fans know. So that's going to be a huge test for him. But he's just taking things step by step. And every step he takes, I'm impressed. I was impressed with the way he played at East Carolina. He didn't blow anybody away. He wasn't Will Hammond. That's okay. You don't have to be. By the way, Will Hammond's like a redshirt freshman. It's not like he went out there and he just barely joined the program.
No,
he'd been there for a while.
Yep.
So it's an apples and oranges situation. Bear Bachmeier is a true freshman quarterback who wasn't here in spring and emerged as the starter in fall camp, and so far has the BYU Cougars 3-0, and this offense is getting better each and every game. Yes, there are tests coming up. Even Colorado on the road, their first Power 4 game of the season is another test.
Yeah, they got to.
But so far, he's passed every test.
Yeah. I think the impressive thing is that, I think so he had a fumble, right? No, they ended up, no,
there
ended
was
up
no
not being a
fumble.
fumble.
No.
So
he was down.
It was called back. Yeah. So no turnovers so far, no interceptions, which is, as much as you can ask from a guy. And by the way, the thing that they do now with these guys, it's so bad because it's like, hey, as soon as you throw an interception, like it's not that you're terrible, but like we expect so much now out of these, right? Like out of these quarterbacks, and these guys have to come in and they have to not throw one interception, right?
It's ridiculous.
It's hard to do because that's what we were judging Devin Dampier over too at the very beginning, right? We were like, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions through his first 3 games. Great. But I will say that it's just one of those things that I think you're going to see a guy get better and better over the next few weeks. Here's the thing, even like you said, even Colorado is going to be way better than what they saw against East Carolina, I think, in the defensive backfield for sure. Now, East Carolina's a good defense. Compared to what they had seen against Stanford, I think so. And that they came out juiced up, man. They played hard. And Kalani Sitake talking about the slow start for Bear, but obviously what really ended up happening is he turned a corner in that second half and looked way sharper.
In the first half, you saw him miss some throws. I know he wished he can have those back, but I think given the environment, the hostility here, I think it was a good step for him in the right direction. And then we saw him play much better in the second half. So I think hopefully he's turned the corner and we can rely on him being a veteran now. With 3 games under his belt, no longer a true freshman. I like the checks that he made, the audibles that he made. He did a great job. I mean, he's super intelligent and put our offense in a really good spot, especially in the second half.
Oh, yeah, he's a veteran now, JJ.
Okay.
You go straight from true freshman and he wears the number 47. Isn't that weird, Bob? To now, he's a veteran. He's a vet, man.
He's also a centaur.
He saw these things. Yeah, pump the brakes because there's a lot that this kid has to still live through here.
No, it's true.
The good news is he gets bailed out. I think one of the great additions to bailing him out it has been Carson Ryan was huge in that game.
A tight end is a young quarterback's best friend.
He was sitting in some zones in that second half, was easy to get to. That touchdown was a perfect call by A-Rod, by the way. Like, it just confused ECU enough to be able to put it right on the money. He didn't have to do anything special. He just had to put it there for him, and he caught it, and it was a touchdown. That feels good. And he's also pretty tough to bring down. He's a big body. Now, the big news, of course, was the defense showing up. Evan Johnson showing up and not just getting interceptions. He gets an interception in the red zone for the defense. The defense was getting pushed up against the, to give up a touchdown. And he gets that pick. It was huge. Then they go down. They get pinned in their own territory inside the 1. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, well, East Carolina's they'll be smart about this. Nope. How about an out route in your own end zone? Your quarterback throwing an out route.
That's the one thing you can't do.
It's like, hey, can we keep this thing between the hashes here?
Oh my
if you're on this team, and at least get these guys running into the field a little bit. Instead, Evan Johnson took over. Here's what Kalani said about what he did, breaking out this weekend as a defensive star for the Cougs.
He should have had more, just so you know. Just like Jay thinks he should have had 2 more. I just love the way he plays. I mean, he's developed so nicely. It's a really good quarterback, and so I'm really proud of him and the way he played this game.
Yeah, it was nice. So my nephew was he lives out there in North Carolina, and he's a Utah grad, and he went with some buddies to this game, and he goes, this crowd was crazy with BYU fans.
Yeah. I
go, oh, yeah, listen, that's not something you want to mess with. They travel like crazy. They put people there. And he goes, I mean, by the end, it was at least a fourth of the crowd was, and then I was surprised how many people stuck around. So Kalani talking about the third down struggles that they had. because they had a couple of 3rd and 12s, 3rd and 14s, 3rd and 11s that they actually end up giving. They gave up. Those were things that were like marks of the old defense, but certainly I think that there's a lot that Kalani feels like they can get better on defense.
We gave some 3rd and longs. That's not us. We give some big plays, but you have to give them some credit. I mean, Hauser's been really accurate as a passer, and so they made some throws that we weren't anticipating, but we'll get those fixed. And I just feel good about the way that they're progressing. We just gave up too many chunk yardage, too many big plays, and Jay's really upset that we gave up a touchdown right there at the end. It just looked like the guys didn't tackle well and maybe gassed a little bit there. But that's football. You got to toughen up sometimes and make plays, especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, 1 touchdown in 3 games, that's tough. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that gives up a touchdown.
No.
Now, they had a lot of yardage through the air, too. You knew they were going to throw the ball more than 40 times. Caden Hauser ended up throwing it 42 times, 25 for 42, 285 yards, but 2 interceptions, no touchdowns through the air. And I think that we're overlooking the fact that LJ Martin, he started the game with a big run. He ended the game with a big run. Like, that guy is as good as it gets right now. He's had 3 100-yard games to start off the year. That's a great sign for that BYU run game. And it's a guy who hasn't run. I don't think he's even attempted more than, I think his most rushes this year was this weekend with 14. He had 14 carries for 101 yards. He had that touchdown. I wanted him to get that score, too.
He's averaging 8.6 yards per rush.
Not bad. Not bad. So keep it going in conference play. That's the big question is, what are they going to do in conference play? And if you're a BYU fan, you're actually probably you're a lot more excited about how things start for you in conference play. It's not easy to go on the road to start out conference play, but I think Colorado is wondering who they are right now, at the very least, right? Now, they got a better performance this weekend out of Caden Salter. He learned his lesson getting put in the doghouse, I think, the week before with Ryan Staub being put that starter. I can't imagine they're not going to go with Caden Salter again. He had over 300 yards passing against Wyoming.
Be the guy.
They won the game 37-20, kind of going away. But this Colorado team, with the personnel that were what they had last year in the Alamo Bowl, got absolutely the tar beaten out of them by this BYU defense.
Yeah.
Arguably a better defense.
Right.
Arguably even more talent than what they saw in the Alamo Bowl last year.
I can't see this going any other direction except BYU winning this game.
I think there's going to be a lot of BYU juice that this team's going to feel. I don't think they're going to go into this game cocky. I think they're going to go in knowing, oh my goodness, we already know how to prepare for these guys. And we know what to expect. And they don't have their Heisman winner or their All-American quarterback. So there's some of that where they go, not the cockiness. Again, I don't think Jay Hill allows the defense to be cocky.
It's a personnel discrepancy.
So what version, but now Colorado's a better defense. Even with their Heisman Trophy winner in the defensive backfield last year, Travis Hunter, this is a more physical defense than they've had in the years past. So I want to see what that looks like. I want to see what they're going to do with Bear Bachmeier. I want to see how they do it. But 18 for 25, 246 and a touchdown, pretty darn good for the 18-year-old.
Yes. He's progressing nicely.
But again, don't sleep on the numbers that LJ Martin's putting out there and how much that's making life a lot easier for the kid.
We talked about it before the season. LJ Martin is going to have a 1,000-yard rushing season if he stays healthy. That's going to take the pressure off Bear Bachmeier, and it's going to make this offense steady enough with an outstanding defense to win games or at the very least be in the game at the very end every single week.
You got to feel good about this start in conference play for BYU. They go to Colorado. That's a game you can win. And then they host West Virginia in Provo the week after. That's a game you should definitely win.
2 dubs.
And
then things get
crazy.
Then
it gets crazy because you have undefeated currently Arizona. Utah, I don't care what happens, you know what that game's going to bring. And then you have, like I said, on the schedule right now things obviously will change. They might actually go up. You might see all these rankings go up. Iowa State, Texas Tech, and TCU all ranked. That 5-game stretch of Arizona, Utah, Iowa State, Texas Tech, and TCU is an absolute scary thought right now.
Texas Tech and Iowa State are on the road.
And so is Arizona. And it's gotten more difficult now. Remember how we talked about, BYU's got a nice soft schedule there. Not this one. Not anymore. Those 5 games in a row in the middle of the schedule before they get Cincinnati and UCF after that, crazy. All right, we'll take a break. We've got more around the corner. Before we get out, though, I want to remind you that on Wednesday, every Wednesday during football season is a Cougar preview show on the Hans and Scotty program. So get that on Wednesday. It's all brought to you by the good folks at Beehive Meals. We'll come back. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Let's go! Complete game coverage of the Cougars is right here on the KSL Sports Zone. The Cougars head to Boulder for a battle against Coach Prime and the Buffaloes. Your home for the best coverage of Cougar football is right here on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. You're locked on to JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Let me see here. Hey, you can nominate your youth sports volunteer that you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week award. What do you have? You've got a youth sports volunteer doing an awesome job in your neighborhood. You can nominate them, KSLSports.com/contest. Every Thursday afternoon, we read those winners off, and then we honor those folks. We celebrate their efforts with the Hercules Hero of the Week program, sponsored by the good folks at Hercules First Federal Credit Union and Beehive Meals. There you go. All right, the top 25. I think it's funny because it's like these rankings don't matter. And every person was here locally who was a BYU fan was going, yeah, but where are they going to put BYU this week in the rankings? Now, part of that is because, JJ, it matters. You got to be in the conversation. Yeah. You have to be at that national conversation.
Relevant. How can you be relevant when you can't say you're in the top 25?
It has to be a part. You need to be in that conversation.
Yeah.
And BYU just cracks the top 25, number 25. I think that's about right, considering what their body of work is. And where they were, and I know they're right on the edge the last couple of weeks. That's fine.
Undefeated, but quality of opponent, strength of the schedule has not been extreme.
Yeah, and the AP voters have been burned.
Yes.
There's just enough under their belt this year of getting burned by teams that had no business being in the top 25 where they were at a lot of different levels. You know, obviously Clemson is the big outlier that everyone's like, okay, because in most voters' minds they were ranked between 1 and 4. If you go back and look at the preseason poll for Clemson, almost every voter has them in the top 5. And if they don't, they're pretty close. But no one was like, no, this Dabo Swinney team, they're a 1-3 team. Mark my words, they'll be 1-3 after 4 games. The press conferences that Dabo Swinney, by the way, is putting together every week is sad. It's like him apologizing and him basically asking to keep his job. That's what it feels like.
Who has the hardest to watch press conferences right now?
Oh, Bill Belichick by far. He's already bad.
What about Mike Gundy?
Mike Gundy's are bad because the thing is he doesn't know that he's bad. Oof. Bill Belichick has a standard, and right now he knows how bad it looks. Mike Gundy is, I mean, it's the guy who has no idea that his zipper is down. You know what I mean?
Yes, I get it.
He just is like, and everyone's going, hey, sorry, can I interrupt you? No. No. You're going to want to hear this. You're on national television. You're going to want to hear this. I didn't need to hear anything from you. Out of here. I do things my way. Okay. All right. You keep going. We'll see how it goes. So BYU enters the top 25. The Big 12 has BYU and TCU enter the top 25. It has Utah exit. Was it too harsh to take Utah all the way out knowing that Texas Tech is as good as they are?
No, they need to be in timeout.
That's a good way to put it.
They're grounded.
Hey.
They're in big trouble, Buster.
You can come out.
You go have a seat.
You can come out.
Not you lose 34 to 10 at home.
We're putting the plate. We're going to put dinner on a plate in the microwave they can get later, okay?
Yeah.
You can come out later.
You
can
just go sit in the corner for a while, Utah. You wait your turn.
Have dinner when everybody else is already.
You got to prove to us you're not going to do that again.
It's kind of weird because when you look at, and again, by week 6, we kind of have a little bit of a better idea of what things are. Like, what really is Vanderbilt? I'm not sure. We're kind of guessing on Michigan. I don't know if we totally know on Michigan yet either.
Wouldn't it be something if Utah State goes to Nashville and beats Vanderbilt?
Now, here's what's weird. Not only could that happen, that could be the team it happens against because what is it that they have a background of? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Like, when you aren't used to this, which is them being ranked 18th, And I get that Diego Pavia is a decent quarterback. He's been a good quarterback for 5 minutes, right? And Vanderbilt's been a good program for even less than that. So that's a great. I'm not going to pick it yet, but Bronco Mendenhall has done weirder things, right?
Yes.
And Bryson Barnes has zero fear of anything.
I trust Bronco to win big games like that.
Bryson Barnes has
when nobody gives him a chance.
Bryson Barnes has thrown touchdowns in the Rose Bowl. What has Diego Pavia done? Right? Against an Ohio State secondary. And he beat Alabama. I mean, that's what he has, I guess, under his belt. But a Kalen DeBoer, Alabama. Right? Asterisk next to I beat Alabama when I was in college.
If you won the big Powerball jackpot.
I'll tell you exactly what I do with the first $70 million. I'd pay off Kalen DeBoer and get him the heck out of the University of Alabama.
What about
and
the
then
AD?
I'd take whatever else it took to get rid of the AD.
Okay.
Old Byrne. I don't like him
Byrne.
either. So they're ruining our football program.
Anything else? No, that's it. I'd probably just stick to the TV dinners and I'd be good the rest of my life. That's a dedicated fan right there. That's somebody who knew what to do with their 15 minutes. What would you do if you won $1 billion in the Powerball? It's a great question. I know exactly what I'd do. I'd get rid of Kalen DeBoer and old Byrne.
They're ruining our program.
They're ruining our program. Pilgrim. All right. Here's the rest of the top 25. Tell me what's totally off. Stop me when these rankings are totally off.
Okay.
Ohio State 1, Miami 2, Penn State 3, LSU 4. Giving you an opportunity.
LSU's too high. I'd have Georgia and Oregon, and I'd even put Oklahoma ahead of LSU.
You know, I was impressed.
LSU's offense not good.
I've been impressed by Oklahoma so far.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be kind of more fake than this, but I thought they had look. And we'll see what happens. But Josh Heupel is. Or not Josh Heupel. That's where he played.
John Mateer?
But John Mateer is looking sharp. And
front runner for the Heisman right now.
And you could tell why he brought top dollar to that program.
Utah tried to get Arbuckle and Mateer in the Packers.
Oh, yeah. No, it was the conversation. You know who else probably remember that this weekend was Coach Kyle Whittingham.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. Georgia is good. I think Oregon, for some reason, feels underrated at 6. Right?
I agree.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, they're solid.
Florida State 8. You still feeling that?
They haven't done anything for me. I mean, when you consider who's behind them, I'm fine with it.
They haven't. Yeah, that's exactly right. They haven't done anything yet to feel like they're not allowed to be there yet.
Since they beat Alabama, they've looked the part.
It's fine. Texas A&M 9.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
They've won big games at least. Texas dropped spots in the AP poll for the third week in a row, by the way. Need I remind you they were number 1 when the season started. They've only lost 1 game.
I think people are seeing Arch and being like, really? We were sold on this guy being a Heisman candidate, and it looks like he needs to go get some quarterback coaching.
Texas is actually the 3rd best team in the state of Texas right now.
That's fair.
Sorry, Longhorn fans.
And I think there's a team ranked behind them in the state of Texas that is much better.
Ranked behind them? Oh yeah. Texas Tech.
We'll
That's
get
what I was
to
thinking.
them.
Yeah. Indiana 11, Texas Tech 12. I was thinking Texas Tech is even better than Texas A&M right now, but we don't know yet.
If it was Texas Tech versus Texas A&M in a game, neutral site, I'm taking Texas Tech.
So there you go. That's your top 12 right there. Then you got Ole Miss, who didn't move up at all, by the way, after absolutely embarrassing Tulane when everybody was looking at that game like it could have been an upset. I was kind of shocked that
who do you
they didn't move.
I guess who they moved ahead of.
They got jumped by Indiana and Texas Tech.
Overrated previously, and so moving them up doesn't make a lot of sense, even though they had their most impressive one.
You could probably swap. You could probably put Indiana at 10, Texas Tech at 11. And then Ole Miss at 12, and then put Texas behind them.
Ole Miss versus Texas right now. Who do you take?
No, Ole Miss for sure.
Then Ole Miss should be ahead of Texas.
Yeah. Former colleagues, Steve Sarkisian and Lane Kiffin. Iowa State 14, Tennessee 15, Georgia Tech 16, Alabama 17. Most of those teams didn't even play this weekend.
Yeah.
Although Tennessee put a 70 burger on whoever they played.
Alabama dropped 3 spots.
by not playing.
Weird.
I thought that was funny. Vandy at 18. How about Vandy and Alabama? I think that's some good hubris right there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Just having Alabama and Vanderbilt right next to each other in the rankings feels funny. Can't wait for Vanderbilt to jump them. Michigan 19. Missouri 20. USC 21. I watched
USC Michigan State late
They
Saturday
look pretty
night.
good.
USC's a good football team.
They're a top 25 football team.
I'm perfectly fine with them being 21
And they're
right now.
4-0.
Yeah.
And they are putting up freaking numbers.
Jordan Mayav is a good quarterback.
22 Notre Dame.
Yeah.
1 and 2 Notre Dame, by the way. You're okay with that?
Yes.
You okay with Illinois being in the top 25?
The strength of schedule for Notre Dame is off the charts.
Yeah, it's good.
They've played tough games.
Illinois is 23.
TCU and BYU should be ahead of Illinois.
I think so, too. Illinois just lost by 53 to a basketball program.
If Utah's going to drop out of the poll for losing by 24 at home to Texas Tech, Illinois should drop out of the top 25 by losing by 53 to Indiana.
Yeah.
You could have left Auburn in the top 25.
I would have been okay with Auburn staying in. Yeah.
Mississippi State. Why not?
But is Mississippi
Arizona State won at Baylor. Put them in the top 25. They were already there previously.
One loss and it's to
Can you put them
Army?
ahead of Mississippi State?
Oh no! Sorry, they lost to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
How about Memphis? That comeback against Arkansas. Throw them in the top 25.
Memphis is undefeated, right?
Yeah. Why not Memphis?
Actually, you know what? That's my new vote.
Is there a group of 5 in the top 25?
No. No.
There's not one group of 5 in the top 25. Not a single one.
Yeah.
That's something.
Hey, it's yours for the taking, Memphis. It's yours for the taking.
they're
Somebody from the American.
Well, South Florida is the closest, but South Florida and Memphis are the closest, and they're not even that close. North Texas is getting votes.
I'm Bryson Barnes. I'm going into our quarterback meeting with like an over-emotional, like, we could get to the college football playoff. Why not?
Their only loss is to Texas
I
A&M
know.
on the road.
That's what I'm saying.
Why
Come
not?
on.
Dream big. Dream big, Aggies.
Come on, Aggies.
Go
Let's
beat Vanderbilt this weekend. That'll put you on the radar.
We have 86 guys on our roster who I didn't know were even they had no idea they were ever going to be at Utah State, and here they are. They're in the college football playoff. Straight to the top of the class.
Dream big.
All right. We'll take a break. We will come back. When we do, we've got ourselves a sucks to be you. People who it currently sucks to be. I love how we have to, like, pare this list down. Like, at some point, we start putting all these people, and our producer, Alex Naples, is like, hey, can we settle down? We need a couple more good. We need a couple more, like, you know, weekend warriors. You guys have 78 people who it sucks to be currently. Yeah, there's a lot out there, all right? Come right back. More to go. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.
Basking in the sports misfortune of others to help make you feel just a little bit better about yourself. As JJ and Alex present,
Yes, we got beat. We got beat badly.
It Sucks to Be You.
All right, everybody, welcome back. JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. Coming up at the top of the hour here, just about 10 minutes away, we're going to get you with Bill Bender, college football writer for the Sporting News. I'm just, I think trying to wrap your brain around what these teams are actually ranked right now is really, really hard.
We still know very little.
I'm trying to figure out the teams that, like, no, we actually do know exactly what they are. I think Texas Tech is one of those teams that you go, well, you find out more about them.
Oh, they went on the road.
Because of the place that they went, because of how they did it.
A hostile environment that caused them to have 8 false starts penalties, 12 total, and they still came away with a 24-point win over a team we thought was a top 25 team.
You know who's not top 25 right now? Mike Gundy and his Oklahoma State Cowboys, who on Friday night, after our show, I went straight home and I started watching some football on TV. I go, hey, we got some Friday night college football. Holy cow, Tulsa is beating Oklahoma State. And not only that, they did beat them. And they looked absolutely hapless, by the way, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Tulsa wins in Stillwater for the first time since 1951. That's a bad number. That's a bad sign. Here's Mike Gundy explaining about, just kind of the state of college football. It's not just about what his team is doing right now. It's also about the fact that, hey, it's you guys' fault, not mine. College football, it's not like it used to be, man.
College football, as we all know, has changed in a very, very dramatic fashion, and it's really not the old college football. This is a paid game, okay? So whether I agree with it or not makes zero difference. It's like being in an argument with your wife and you know you're right. It makes zero difference. You're wrong. You might as well just get over it, give in. Things are going to be much smoother.
So actually, maybe you did lose the argument. Maybe actually you were wrong. This is the problem. He still thinks that everybody else is wrong. The pointing of the fingers is terrible. Now all he's done is added to the mix that he's a bad husband. Right?
Would that be shocking to you?
I'll leave it there. I don't know about his personal life, but I do know that the guy is missing the mark. Huge.
Yes.
He's missing the mark so huge.
And that program is suffering because of it. It's time for change in Stillwater.
Hey, if your team is orange and you're in college football and you're the old guard, you might not be doing that well.
Ooh.
Talking to you, Dabo. Dabo Swinney and Clemson are now 1-3 after being in most people's top 25. Or not top 25, top 5 before the season started. Is this the worst start? I mean, this is very Florida State. The year after they went 13-0, right? They went 2-10 that year.
They feel like the Florida State team we saw last year, where it just kind of the bottom fell out.
But 2-10 at Clemson feels like it would be more dire and more wild.
Oh, man, yes.
Because he has made that program into something.
But
he's made them a national power, and he's behind. Mike Gundy's behind. Mike Gundy's a lost cause, by the way. He's a lost cause. He has no intention of changing the way that he thinks about things. Just that, well, I guess it doesn't matter what I think because it doesn't matter because you're not right, even if you are right, and I'm a kind of right. Like that, that's such an old way of thinking. Illinois, what do we do? Orange team themes right now? Illinois, you suck. 63-10. Call us in 2026. Should we take you seriously then? Because we were all high on the Fighting Illini, man.
They were a playoff dark horse. We were told they were a Big Ten contender dark horse. No, they're not.
It's crazy.
Indiana is. We were wrong.
Sticking with the orange team theme, burnt orange in this case, Arch Manning. How does it suck to be Arch Manning? They're 55. They won 55-0. He had a good day. He had a good game the other night. He did bump his coach and get mad at him on the sideline, which was very weird and out of character. It also didn't seem on brand for this kid who stood over checks notes, Sam Houston State opponent in the end zone. That didn't look good.
No.
He said his mom wasn't very happy with that. Maybe you look for that, though. Maybe this is him turning a corner, JJ.
I guess he's showing emotion. He's showing some fire. I don't know. It just feels like everything that poor kid does is being magnified, but it's part of the deal. You want to go be the starting quarterback at Texas and your last name's Manning? I'm sorry. It's just you're not going to be able to avoid it. So the pressure's on him to live up to the hype, and it's just a lot for a kid to be able to have to put up with. So all this stuff doesn't really surprise me at all. He's trying to figure things out. A lot of kids would get more grace than he's getting. But because of all that, it sucks to be him right now because he can't win. You win 55-0, and we're not talking about the win.
Sucks to be Jordan Hudson. You're married to the worst college football. Or no, are they married? No.
No, they're not.
Sucks to be Jordan Hudson. You are signing a prenup later this year with a guy who is the worst college football coach in the land.
Does she have a conservatorship over him?
She's babysitting him.
I'm not an attorney. I don't know all the legal things.
The amount of people UCF put together. They had a cartoon version.
Central.
Central. They had a cartoon version of the Black Knight holding up a W on the same beach that Bill Belichick was holding up Jordan Hudson with his legs up on the beach. They have the Black Knight holding up a W on that beach with its legs, and you're like, oh my gosh, they did it. They did it. Everybody's having a laugh at North Carolina. Russell Wilson, sucks to be you. Probably going to lose your job in a couple weeks. Dallas Cowboys.
Ugh.
I don't know if it sucks to be them because this is what they do every year. So it feels right.
They have an overtime win over the Giants. That's all they got.
The more shocking team in the state of Texas is Houston, who's 0-3 right now.
I didn't see that coming.
Me neither.
And
Like they're officially out of the conversation for the Super Bowl. There you go.
I was a big fan of C.J. Stroud. I thought, and after his first couple of years, like this kid's going to be one of the best in the league. Something is wrong, and I don't know what's going on.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Hey, should we do some giveaways here, though, first? Let's do it. If you give us a call right now, you could be the winner of this week's Chevy Strong Play of the Week and the Amazon gift card that goes with it. DJ and PK give out their Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealer Play of the Weekend every Monday morning. If you're able to give it back to us right now, what that play was, we give you an Amazon gift card. 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-ZONE. 801-575-9663. What was the play that DJ and PK gave out this morning? Is the Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealer's Play of the Week? You get a gift card if you can give it back to us. 801-575-ZONE. With an impressive selection of cars, trucks, and SUV, no wonder people are switching to Chevy. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We will chat with Bill Bender, college football writer for the Sporting News, next. 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.